Hello everybody, I'm Melissa and welcome back to Book Bar and welcome to another Trope Tuesday recommendation video where today I will be discussing or recommending books where the female is an athlete. The heroine is an athlete or one of the heroines is an athlete, or both. And yeah, I love a good female athlete in books. It shows a different side. I mean, I just love sports books in general, but give me one where the heroine is also an athlete. Amazing. So we're going to start off strong with a book that you've probably already heard of, probably already read, and that is Kulti by Mariana Zapata. This follows Sal and Kulti, and Sal is a soccer player for a women's soccer league in Houston, and she professional women's soccer, and she's always had a crush on a professional soccer player, Kulti, and he ends up becoming the assistant coach of her team, and they spend a lot of time together. And yeah, I adore this book. It's of course a slow burn. It is amazing. I mean, I don't think Kulti even speaks till 75 pages into this book, but yeah, this is such a good book. Loved it. And definitely one where she is an athlete, and it's a big, her playing soccer is a big part of the story. It's not just mentioned briefly, no, it's a big part of the story. Then we have Starting Line by Michae Marie, where TJ is a female gymnast, Olympic gymnast, and Caleb is an Olympic swimmer. This was Michae's first sports romance, and it was a great time. And again, the sports play a big role in this because she is an elite Olympic gymnast. It's not it's just mentioned, you see her at competitions. There's moments in here. They're at the Olympics, amazing, so good. Then we have one where the sport is a little less prevalent, and that is The Heiress Hunt by Joanna Shupe. Maddie is a tennis player, and Harrison is kind of a jerk. I'm pretty sure he's a absolute POS in this from what I've read. I remember really enjoying this when I read it. Now that was 3 or 4 years ago at this point, and I really enjoyed it, but it was also one of my first historicals. I have since read this entire series, and this is my least favorite of the series, but I still really enjoyed it, and I recommend it. It's a great place to start because you see all of the characters in the previous books. But Maddie is a tennis player, and it is a part of, she does go to, tennis matches professionally, and so it is, I remember the third act conflict taking place at one of her tennis matches, so it is a big part of the story. Then we have Homebond by Meredith Trapp, and this is Wyatt and Dakota, and Wyatt is a professional hockey player, but he is in the off season, and so he decides to go and spend time with his moms and takes his 2-year-old daughter, or maybe she's only a couple months old. She's a baby. She's young. And he goes and he tells Dakota, hey, I'm gonna stay with you, because she lives on his mom's property. And he's like, I'm gonna stay with you. Me and Vi are gonna stay with you. And so they do. And he has always been in love with Dakota, Dakota is actually a professional bull rider, female professional bull rider. You don't see a ton of the bull riding. There is a lot of training scenes between the two of them because she needs to get stronger, and he's like, I can help you. I am a professional athlete. So they end up training together, but yeah, it is not as much of a part of the story. I mean, it is because her talking about it is part of it, but yeah, definitely one I really enjoy. Then we have Wild Pitch by Giraldo. This is Sierra and Mateo, and Sierra is a female pitcher in the majors. She pitches in for a fake Dodgers team. And Mateo is her catcher and also the captain of the team, basically. I mean, baseball doesn't have captains, but if there was a captain, it would be him. He's very much the leader of the team. He's the elder statesman, and he's a catcher, and of course he's a catcher. So pitchers and catchers just have a little bit more of a close bond because of how they have to work together. But of course, Sierra and Mateo have some moments and things go from there. This one is different because she's the dominant one and he's a submissive, but it's a good time. I enjoyed it. And baseball is a big part of the story because they both play professionally. Then we have one of my favorite books that I will talk about forever and ever and ever, and that is Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. And this follows Sadie, who is a female hockey player. Figure skater. She's not professional. She's not planning on going pro, but she does skate in college and competes in college. So, and that is that is the catalyst of her and Reese's relationship, is that her being on the ice, because she finds Reese is a hockey player. She finds him on the ice having a panic attack, and when she's like there for like an early morning skate, and helps him through the panic attack. And it happens a couple times. And there is a moment where Reese and his mom and dad take her little brothers to go watch her skate, and it is so adorable. They go watch one for competitions, and it is so adorable. And her being a figure skater does play a big role because there's some stuff that happens with her coach that ends up being very, very important. I don't want to spoil it or anything, but it does end up being very, very important for this story. And so it is a prominent role in the book, but this is not professional. She's not a professional. She is a amateur in school. Then we have Sweet Spot by Rebecca Jenshak. Rebecca Jenshak has a couple of female athlete books, but Sweet Spot is different because she's a golfer. I was going to go with Burnout, but she's a gymnast, and I already had a gymnast, so I went with Sweet Spot by Rebecca Jenshak because she is a golfer. And again, she's in college, but golf is a big part of this story because Kiara sees Lincoln helping the boys team with their swing, because he's like, he is a swing coach, professional swing coach. He works with athletes to help improve he works with golfers to help improve their swing so that they can hit the ball further. And she's like, what the heck? Why did the boys team get all this stuff? We're better than them. Why do they get it? Like, this isn't fair. And it kind of makes Lincoln realize oh, well, but he tries to help, but her coach is kind of a jerk. So yeah, but I had a great time with this, and it's definitely one where sports does play a pretty big role because he is her coach, essentially. She pays him, so it's not like he's her coach at school. She pays him for his lessons, but it has kind of got that little coach-athlete, little bit forbiddenness, but yeah, I did enjoy this one a lot. Then we have Vital Blindside by Hannah Cowan. And she's actually retired, I believe. Scarlett is a retired hockey player, female hockey player, or maybe she was injured and she's trying to rehab. I don't fully remember, but Scarlett is a female hockey player and gets injured and goes to work at Adam's, hockey rink center and help out there. And of course they have a little age gap, adorable relationship that I absolutely ate up. Then we have a photo finish, which is Violet and Cole, and Violet is actually an Eaton. She is Rhett and Cade and Beau's little sister, and she's a jockey, a horse jockey. So different sport. That honestly does not play a big role in it because she gets injured in the first part of the book. She's at a race and falls off and gets injured, and then she doesn't, I don't think, go back into a horse till the end. So her being a jockey plays a very small role in this book, but it is, I wanted to try to do a different sport for each book, and so it is different. So yeah, but I love this, of course. I mean, it's Elsie Silver. When don't I recommend an Elsie Silver book? So then the final book I have is Tryst 6 Venom by Penelope Douglas. This is not one that I necessarily loved. I felt like there was a lot of external plot going on outside of Clay and Olivia, but this is a sapphic one, and it is more high school bully than the other ones. So, but it is lacrosse, and they're both athletes. So we have that. I wanted to include something a little different. But I felt like this one I ended up giving, I think it was like a 3.5 star, which is like low for me to recommend. But I did enjoy it, and if you enjoy Penn Douglas's writing, then you will enjoy this book. But do know there is a lot of external plot happening that's not just about the main relationship. Also, I am excited to read Five Brothers, which is a spinoff of this, so yeah. But Tryst Venom follows Clay and Olivia, and Clay is the queen bee of the school and captain of the lacrosse team, and Olivia's from the wrong side of the tracks, but Clay can't help but be intrigued by Olivia. And Olivia is like an open out lesbian, and Clay is very closeted, like afraid to admit that she likes women. But yeah, it was a very good book. Like the romantic relationship between them was great. I just didn't love the other stuff happening. But yeah, those are the 10 books on my TBR. Now, of course, I have 4 books that I have on. So those are the 10 books that I recommend. And then, of course, I have 4 books on my TBR. Starting with Face Off by Chelsea Cuerto. This one is another female hockey player. She actually is on the same team as the hero. And I believe this is like a spinoff of the Behind the Camera series, because he's friends with the hero from Behind the Camera, I think it's a book. Whatever. But yeah, I'm excited to give that one a try. Then we have Setting the Score by R.S. Gray. This is another Olympic athlete romance following a male swimmer and a female soccer player. So excited for that. Then we have Lights Out by Kayla James. This one is a Formula One romance where she is actually a racer on the team, and she falls in love with her teammate. So I'm excited for that. And then we have Our Thing by Nicci Heiress, where I believe she's a ballerina, which ballet is still a sport. So I am excited to try all of those. Let me know down in the comments what books you have where there's female athletes. I couldn't find any where, like, I was struggling to find some, like, that, like, when I look up female athlete romances, it gives me books that I know the heroine's not an athlete, the hero's the athlete. So let me know some in the comments. I think there is a sapphic one by someone. It's got an orange cover. How You Get the Girl. I think that one, she's a basketball player, but I think she's just a coach, so I don't know that she's actually an athlete. So let me know down in the comments any ones that you have where the heroine is an athlete. I mean, there are others that I could have recommended, but let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me some sort of sports ball emoji, a hockey puck, a baseball, a softball, a basketball, a football, a rugby ball. I don't care. Leave it down in the comments. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. It really helps me out. I'll talk to you all in the next one. Bye.